How do we speak about this neutrality? Because to the mind, it's the most boring topic. I was just saying that to speak of neutrality is actually impossible in a way. But even if we were to try, to the mind, it's unfathomable. Anything that the mind interprets is in the realm of opposites. If I say you don't have to do anything, nothing is needed for freedom, what does the mind understand? That I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop doing. So it only understands doing and not doing. The realm of opposites. This neutrality of letting the doing go, which means that either action of the body, action or inaction of the body, doesn't truly make a difference to the reality of what I am. This the mind cannot fathom, because the mind only operates on phenomenal objects, and in its conception, you are a phenomenal object. And the world of phenomenal objects is the world of qualities, of attributes. So we keep looking for this freedom attribute or the freedom state, objectively, for this body to become free or for this mind to become free. But is that the totality of your existence? And if it is not the totality of your existence, if there is something beyond body and mind, then does that need to become free? Is it bound in any way? And we'll explore this a little more about what this whole trip is about then. First is this simple recognition that am I just the body and the mind? Or is there something beyond this that I am? And if there is something beyond this that I am, does that need freedom? Is it bound in any way? And then we can look at what is this whole game of illusion and freedom about. And even after the recognition for many of us in Satsang that I am not the body-mind. In fact, the body-mind is just a small aspect of myself. It can still seem like we keep looking at the report from the body-mind to confirm that I am free. It's like the wall waiting for the tiny black dot to become transparent. But the wall is actually unconcerned, untouched by the dot, really. So what is one of the key messages is that you are this consciousness, this being, this God. You are, not in a fancy, smancy way, very directly. And this is not an arrogant statement. Many times our recognition gets seemingly shadowed, overshadowed by these concepts of arrogance and unworthiness, which still belong to the limited idea of the self. They do not truly reflect the reality of what you are. You are this beingness. The only beingness that you will ever know is I am, is what you are. This consciousness, and it is your own experience that when this consciousness is there, then the world comes alive. And when this consciousness is not there, there is nothing. And yet, even in that nothing, to see that there is nothing, there is a no thing, which is yourself. So in this way, yourself is not coming and going, is unchanging, and touched even by the presence of God, which is in phenomenal expression, the root phenomena, the primordial vibration as it is called, on the basis of which the rest of this seems to come alive. But all of this is also an aspect of you. So for some time, we shoo away these thoughts that, oh, this is not my experience. Oh, I am not there yet. See, they'll come, pretending to make a journey out of this. But I am talking about your present reality. I am not speaking of something which will come. Your present reality is this, that you exist, I am. It is undeniable. It is also undeniable that I am aware of my existence. This is your present unchanging reality. Now, what else is unchanging? You are aware of your existence. Now, in the realm of existence, is something unchanging? Check. Yeah? Yes, that's what I mean. That the sense of existence is there. Now, in the realm of existence, in the light of this existence, all this realm comes alive. Is there something unchanging in that? This world seems to be constantly changing. This body seems to be constantly changing. Our thoughts seem to be constantly changing. Our beliefs seem to be constantly changing. Emotions, sensations, energy seems to be constantly changing. Therefore, if you're looking for support as a stable phenomena, then it must be the root phenomena, the basis of all phenomena, which is the only support. And which is why maybe somebody like Maharaj would say, just stay with the sense I am. That is the only constant, the sense I am. But ultimately for you, even this is a coming and going. And that's why Maharaj himself said, the only truth that I can speak is that I am. But ultimately, even this is not true. Now, notice that in all of these layers, we never came across something called a person. As a discrete person, we never came across an entity like that. Because there wasn't any, there isn't any. In you as unchanging awareness, is the birth of existence, I am. And the birth of existence, I am, is the birth of all phenomenal appearances, all that we taste and experience as consciousness itself takes birth within consciousness, on the screen of consciousness, and by the light of consciousness. No entity called a person ever really took birth. Then how is it that consciousness decides to play like this? If I, consciousness, you, consciousness, wanted to play as if you are something limited, How would you go about it? First is that you'll see that it is impossible to actually happen, that the unlimited would become limited. It cannot actually happen. Then it must be a pretense. It must be a pretend. So how is it that consciousness plays this game of pretense to get juice out of this phenomenal realm in a limited sort of way, feeling that this realm could affect me in some way? It must only be with the invention of this energy construct called thought and the invention of the power to believe that this thought is true. If I was saying the other day that if there were just, it was impossible for you to add anything to I or I am, then what would your experience be like?
Oh.
It would be like that?
Maybe.
So if it is impossible for I am to attach an attribute to itself, I was saying that something happens in our life, someone comes and shouts at us, I just am. Some anger is coming, some fear is coming, but I just am. I am not angry. I am not fearful. The rising of these sensations is there. Anything might happen. These thoughts would come. All their stories, but it is impossible to attach them to I am. Then how would you give yourself trouble? How would it be possible for consciousness to pose as a limited entity, as a body mind, as they say, unless it has the ability to say I am something? So what Bhagavan says when he says Atma, getting identified as Jivatma, as I am, identifying as I am something. So because consciousness wanted to play this game in this way, then it gave itself the power to believe what this energy, tiny energy construct called thoughts are saying. Because in almost every thought is embedded the message of a me which is limited. Very few are just purely phenomenal reports. Very quickly the idea of a limited me drops in.